Hello, my friends. Welcome to Unicorn Dust Designs. Today, I wanted to show you some fabulous fall DIYs. These are definitely upscale, they're bright, they are beautiful, and I cannot wait to show you how to make them. And we are going to start off right away with this wood plaque. I thrifted it for I think $2.99. I'm going to take Cherry Picked, which y'all know is my new favorite fall color from the DIY paint line. We are going to paint the entire thing with one coat. It could be a messy coat. It does not have to be pretty. After we're done, I'm going to grab my Crackle medium. This is from Folk Art. I do have it in my Amazon store link. And the trick with this is you want to do one stroke strokes. You guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Anyways, so you want to see, if you see right here, I just do one pass with my paintbrush. I love applying this with my chippy brush. And then I'm going to get my heat gun, accelerate the heating process, and it's also going to give me more crackles. I know there's other crackle mediums out there, but this is just my go-to way of achieving my look. Well, in other news, I got caught up watching A Walk to Remember and forgot that my phone was not above. So what I did was I got faded burlap and applied one coat with one brush stroke, I guess you could say. I did not go back and forth. And this is the beautiful crackle we are getting with that. Now that the movie is over, let's carry on. So I'm going to take my IOD fall stamps. I believe these are from last year. I'm going to take the big pumpkin, small pumpkin, and the vines over here. And what we are going to do is we are going to layer our stamps. So I put the big stamp there just for placement for now. I'm going to take my smaller stamp first and I'm going to lay that down. And I'm doing it this way because I want that small pumpkin in front of my bigger pumpkin for my end result. So I'm going to push that on down. Now I'm going to grab my mask, and masks usually come with all of your IOD stamps, and this is so that you can create layered projects like I'm doing now. So I lay that big pumpkin stamp over the top of my small one. I'm going to rub that down, and then when I lift it, you will see that it looks like the big pumpkin is now behind the smaller pumpkin. I'm going to do the same thing with the vine stamp as well. After we are done, I'm going to take out my paint. So I'm going to be using Summer Crush and Queen Bee for my pumpkins. And you guys, this is such a great way to have some fun and pretend that you're an artist, because these stamps lay out the base for you. And all you have to do is fill in the lines with whatever paint color you choose. So for my big pumpkin, I'm going to do Summer Crush. Then I am going to go in with Queen Bee and I'm going to do the small pumpkin. For the stems, I started out with Sandy Blonde, but it was just a little too light for me. So when it was almost dried down, I went in with Dark and Decrepit, and I kind of just outlined it and gave it a little bit more depth and color, because you could see the yellow one. You could hardly even see the stem on it. So I'm just going to deepen that up with Dark and Decrepit. After that, I fill in our little vines with Fancy Farm Girl, which is, I think this is my go-to for fall and Christmas green. After that is all done, you're going to grab your stamps once again, and you're going to lay it on top of your pumpkins. And pow, look at that. It just, all of those details is so beautiful. And you guys, the color combos, you can do this any way you want. You could do it with any of the stamps you want. Like imagine this with the floral stamps or like the rooster stamp. Oh my gosh, possibilities are endless. So I'm just gonna lay the stamps back over, and then to clear it, I'm going to use my DIY clear wax, and then I just put a sawtooth hanger on the back of it, and we are done. This turned out so beautiful. It is still a little wet. You can see the spots where it's lighter. That's where it's starting to dry down. But the depth and the detail in this piece is so beautiful, and it was so easy to do with the IOD stamps. If you are going to try this, definitely comment with a pumpkin down below. Our next one. So this actually came off the basket that you see on the top right, and I was like, I am not wasting this. So I grabbed some resin pieces that I had already had made in my stash, and I'm just trying to find the measurements of where my middle is. Once I do that, I'm going to take my Titebond Quick and Thick, and I am going to put that on the back of just these two pieces on the bottom first. I'm using my ruler to help me know where I need to place those little floral pieces. And then I'm going to set that aside and let that dry. While that's drying, I'm going to take my Roy Cycled catalog paper. And I am sold out of this, but I did order more. It just takes forever to get here, y'all, okay? I'm going to take that and I'm going to take my frame and I am going to actually use Firestarter. Now, Firestarter is going to be a brighter, more traditional orange paint color versus Summer Crush, which is a little deeper and I want to say like dingier. So I'm going to do the outer frame in Firestarter. I'm going to give it 2 coats and I'm going to leave the middle of that frame white so that our decoupage paper pops off of that color. I'm going to grab that decoupage paper and I'm going to put it in that frame and just get my nail and push it down into the frame. This is going to give me an exact guide as to where to cut my decoupage paper from. After I'm done cutting that out, we are going to take some liquid patina and I'm going to place that on the bottom, lay my decoupage paper, sorry about my big head, and then I'm going to take the remnants of the liquid patina that's left on the brush and do the top. Now, y'all, if you are ordering decoupage paper from my website, please know if the shipping rate is outrageous, I will refund the difference. I just did not want to put a different shipping price on them because usually they're ordered with paint. So, yeah, if you're just ordering the decoupage paper, I do refund the difference of the shipping cost. So keep that in mind. So after I'm done with that, I cleared the outer edge with the liquid patina. Now I'm going to take my DIY dark wax and I am going to place that on the outer rim of the frame, and I even dust the inner frame with it to create a little bit of a shadow. I wipe that excess off with a microfiber cloth. And as usual, I am grabbing my gold wax and I am rubbing it on top of that frame. I'm going to set that over to the side real quick and I'm going to take that pumpkin and we are going to give it 3 coats of the Firestarter. Now, DIY paints are super pigmented. However, this Grateful did not want to cover up. So it did take me 3 coats, but your girl got it done, okay? After I am done with this, I am going to take our little frame that we did. I take my quick and thick, and I like to brush the backs of it on with a brush. This way I do not have a bunch of glue coming out the sides of my molds. So I'm going to lay that on there. I let that dry. Then I'm going to take my clear wax, do the entire pumpkin. I'm going to come in with a Dollar Tree stencil brush that I cut down the bristles to get like a blunt, not edge, it's a blunt brush. And then I'm just focusing that DIY wax on the top of my mold. I didn't want to get it all over the pumpkin. I wipe it back and then I take that whatever's left on my brush and I pounce it on the outer edges of the pumpkin. I'm going to take a paper towel, I'm going to buff it out. I didn't want it to look like distress, like farmhouse distress. I just wanted it to look like a shadow. So that's why I'm buffing it out. And of course, we got to tie in the florals on the bottom with the frame. So I grabbed that beautiful gold wax and put that on. And y'all, I am fully stocked now on all of the DIY fall colors, the waxes, everything is fully stocked. So definitely check out the website, unicorndustdesigns.com. The link is in the description box. And look how cute this is. This was just an extra piece that I scored on one of those baskets. And I was like, I am not letting this go to waste. But I also don't want it to say Grateful. So this was a great way of just taking some of the remnants I had and creating this beautiful piece. All right. I actually saw this on TikTok and I was like, I want to make some of these. So I had the candlesticks. You're going to need candlesticks. You're going to need pumpkins. You're going to need florals and you're going to need foam. So I had these candlesticks. They were actually going to be used for another project and the tops of them unscrewed. So I was like, these are going to be perfect bases for this project. So I actually was going to paint these, but then after I saw the florals and the pumpkin with the color of the candlesticks, I decided to leave them as is. So you guys, the bottom was a mess, but I'm going to show you how we cover those later in this project. So I'm going to take these round floral foams from Dollar Tree. And y'all, if you could find the green version of this, please do so because that white foam sticks out like a sore thumb if you miss any like floral piece, you can see that white. So I'm going to hot glue both of these together. I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. Montgomery and Daddy were helping me downstairs stock paint, so she wanted up on my lap to help. Look at those little hands. Oh my goodness. Oh, so cute. Okay. So after that, I'm going to take the candlestick holders and I put some hot glue on them to fill them because they almost like went downward. So they didn't like sit flush. So I filled it with a little bit of hot glue and then obviously put hot glue to attach the styrofoam too. After that, you guys, those ugly bases, I obviously want to sell these. And personally, if I went to go buy something, I would be like, that's gross. I don't want to spend that much money. And that is what the bottom looks like. So I am just taking scraps of my decoupage paper, tracing it out, and then I'm going to use my liquid patina, lay those on over. And y'all, this is just a great way if you resell, even if you don't resell, if you just like a completed, finished project. These are great ways of taking your scrap decoupage paper, transfers, whatever you have, even tissue paper, napkins, and covering the bottom so it looks like a nice finished piece. Now we are going to go with a different angle. I'm watching Bailey Sarian murder mystery over here. So I'm going to take these pumpkins. They were $5.49 at Hobby Lobby and then 40% off. And they look so beautiful, totally worth the $3 something that I paid for them. So I took Gorilla Glue, put those on, and then hot glue, and I'm putting that around the Gorilla Glue so that I could get that immediate hold and just start working on them. And I do the same thing for the other candlestick as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and just let those set up just a little bit. This dog has an entire house to lay in. Hank? What? What are you doing all the way down there? Huh? What do you have? No beads, no nothing? No. You got bit by a bug, didn't you? And now back to the craft. So whenever I'm doing florals, I am definitely not a master or like I don't do florals all the time. But what I've learned is I like to personally start with my biggest florals first. So I decided to use these sunflowers. I tried this like burlap looking one, but it just wasn't looking high end. No. So we put that down. We're going to focus our bigger florals on these sunflowers. And then I'm taking these are actually new this year, or at least new to me from Dollar Tree. And you guys, they are gorga. Seriously, they're so beautiful. There's like a reddish one and an orangish one. And I like to take whatever florals I'm using and cut all of them off so that I could just kind of like grab and go as I'm moving around my piece. So I am taking my main flowers, so those sunflowers and then these new ones from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to focus on filling those in first. After I get the main florals in, that is when I'm going to start going around and start filling in with other things. So like I grabbed some Dollar Tree maple leaves right here. I'm going to cut those and use those as some fillers. And then I also take these burgundy florals. Oh, I don't know what they're called. I'm going to show them right now and you guys tell me. But I'm not going to make you watch this entire thing because it took me a long time. These flowers right here. What are those called? Don't know. But I just went in and I filled. And again, you guys, if you could get the green versions of the styrofoam, do so, because I keep seeing white spots and it's driving me insane. But this was the end result of these. What do you call these, you guys? I don't even know. But they look so gorgeous. These would look beautiful on a dining room table or probably an island. These would look nice, or even one off. Like, the two do not have to be together whatsoever, but I love the floral arrangements. And like I said, all the florals came from Dollar Tree and they look great. Our last project are these baskets. You guys, I thrifted these in my Thrifted Thursday. You could see we scored that pumpkin, which we upcycled. And whoever had these before literally doused these baskets with hot glue. Like, this took me forever. I was going to do both the baskets, but it took so long just to get the ribbon and glue off of one basket that I ended up only doing one. So after I got what I could off, I took my sander and I was trying to like smooth it out. Well, my sander must have had paint on it, so it stained the wood purple. So my initial vision here, y'all, was just to do a simple paint job on the horizontal pieces of wood, but now I had to cover that up. So I grabbed, you guessed it, cherry picked, and I am going to do the vertical slats on this basket. I think a lot of the times when we see people paint these baskets, they do the horizontal pieces. So let's do something different. And we needed to cover something up, so it made sense. So I'm going to take cherry picked and we're going to go around and go ahead and paint all of those pieces. Once it is dry, I'm going to take Big Top. Now keep in mind, Big Top is going to deepen your colors. If you like the light color of cherry picked, go ahead and use your clear DIY wax on that. Once this is completely dry, I'm going to grab my IOD trimmings stamps. And y'all, I know IOD makes envelopes for their stamps, but I got these. They're a 12 pack of, I think, scrapbook envelopes. They're in my Amazon store link and they fit the stamps perfectly. I love them. Okay, so I found the stamp that I wanted, inked it up with black ink, and I'm not using any kind of carrier sheet to help me. I just took the stamp as it was because it's nice and flimsy so that I could go around the curve. And I'm going to do the top and the bottom pieces of wood with this stamp. And then after I'm done with this stamp, I'm going to go in with a thinner stamp and do the middle. Now, I know this isn't everybody's jam, but I know there are some fancy gals out there that love this detail and are bougie like me, okay? So I just thought, you know what? Instead of doing it plain like most people would, let's add a little oomph in it, okay? So you guys, this is my bougie fall basket. I hope you love it. I appreciate you all spending your time with me today, and I will be back on hopefully Thursday with a Thrifted Thursday, and then Saturday, I don't know if I'm doing another fall video or if I want to try out a Halloween DIY video, but either way, I will be back and I hope you enjoy your week. Bye.